Okay, let's forget Sting. Let's forget Sorry, Fugue of the Fallen. Cool spell. This was our first time actually using it, and we used it quite a bit. Less so this week, but in the start of the run last Sunday, it was definitely seeing a decent amount of action. So very neat spell. I guess, was there anything else? Those might have been the only two that I was looking at in the first place. For whatever reason, I thought I had cracked the matrix, but question becomes, do I want to get Ignition or Crystal Spear? Again, Orb of Destruction kind of gets the job done for the most part with our Spellforged friend. I guess if I learn the Hoodib's Crystal Spear, I could probably forget Orb of Destruction. Brings us that much closer to having both of the potential high-level spells online here. So if I learn that, Spellforged Servitor, do you tell me what you're constantly... Servitor casts LCS. Hell yeah. Okay, so we can probably forget Orb of Destruction now. 10d10. That's wild. LCS. Lahudib was cooking when he was coming up with this stuff, or I guess when they were coming up with this stuff. Kind of weighted by skill. You think they tweak it a lot update to update, and that makes a lot of sense. So I guess the next question that would get me curious there is if you did like a Gnoll with a set background, whichever one, Gnoll Fighter, let's say for example's sake, if everyone chose Gnoll Fighter, is it consistent enough of an algorithm set up for the acquirement scrolls that then you would likely see the same on the same seed? You know, partially dependent on like your pathing and how much you're experiencing before you cascade through all the scrolls and all that stuff, but I'm curious about it for sure. Curious enough to actually go through test trials and running 1,700 different Gnolls. Not so much, but that's always been kind of one of my big downfalls, is I'm pretty big into the thought experiments and the philosophizing, even if it's completely useless and I don't plan to take it anywhere or do anything with it. So sue me, I guess. But okie dokie, we should probably finalize some of these details of how exactly we want to handle vaults here. Specifically, there are two main avenues that I'm thinking through right now. The first is getting rid of Orb of Destruction and one other spell that we'd have to pick from here, maybe Apportation, not really using it, in order to bring Ignition into our spell list. I guess it'd be slightly too high of a failure rate, not super comfortable with that. But the other avenue is breaking the chains on this axe. I'd be hoping that this 4 intelligence isn't the make or break of our ability to use a lot of these skills. But the unarmed damage that we'd be sitting at would be pretty huge. Because otherwise, fortunately, just can't take this son of a gun off. We'd lose some shapeshifting too. I guess if that is the case, we could always detour into Crypt for a while, right? So, with that being said, never break the chains until now. Oh, let's do it. Take a look. Lahudibs goes up to 26. Spellforged Servitor, you're back down to Orb of Destruction. So I think the threshold might be 20% failure rate is what we need. Yikes. But our damage, base damage, goes up to 42. So there's something to be said for that. Now there's so many different items it can give you, and sometimes you get useless stuff. Gotten plenty of great hats and helms as a Minotaur. Oh really? I thought they'd fine-tune that to generally avoid anything completely unusable. Because yeah, that's always a rough feeling, right? When you stumble across something, some incredible helmet. Like hat, maybe a bit more leeway there because there's a half decent chance that you will be able to use it, but okie dokie. So I can't really forget Orb of Destruction. I could forget Crystal Spear and replace it with Ignition temporarily. But again, I guess, do I want a 26% failure rate Ignition? Not so much. I'm worried about my willpower. I feel like I'm going to be stunned or paralyzed rather, and have a really bad time. But we can probably haste and brilliance, bit of death channel, bit of manifold assault. Have a good time. Only one way to find out. Jory and Marjorie are both just chilling, hey? Well, that wasn't really in my game plan here. Kite Shield of Reflection. Okay, I was worried that you were using a distortion brand. Jory might be a pain in the rear, but that's fine. So let's phone a friend. Oh, I hit the wrong key. Great start. Death Channel's online. Manifold Assault, not really doing it. Okay, then let's swap over a little bit there. We used some Irradiate. We have Dispersal as well, so we can kind of get them to back off if that becomes necessary. I mean, let's go at least one more of these. I'm still not seeing any Vault Wardens, so we can always still escape. At least for this briefest moment in time, we know we have the option. I could Tin of Tremor Stones. Might kill off all my own ghosts, though. Well-armored wielder, it's nothing to fear. Yeah. I think the majority of enemies here have a little bit more armor. Not so much on the Vault Guards, actually. So maybe we do just throw everything at the wall here. Just don't like that we're already a bit more injured than I would like. Main thing was playing Butterfly Inheritor on Bloat Crawl. Becomes an entirely different game. I have always thought that a lot of those, forks had some very interesting mechanics. But as a Butterfly, everything is neutral. You're until they're trying to move to, they'll attempt to hit. Yeah. I think playing as Ellie, had to learn that for sure. Where even neutral enemies you have to be kind of careful of. That's a game of dodging as Butterfly and killing things to keep your Butterfly XP enough. It's definitely interesting. I don't know if it's a style of play that I would enjoy overly much, but I'd find it very cool. But I guess at some point I have to go back to what's going on here for us and actually make a real decision, hey? Why does our Manifold Assault suck so badly? Is that 98% power? Power increases the number of foes that are attacked. But very high power is required to launch multiple unarmed attacks. Since great care must be happening when warping one's own limbs. So it's specifically, they nerfed it for unarmed. Which makes sense considering how strong it was. But I'm still sad. I mean, is it even worth it to be using it? Or should I just be smacking the old-fashioned way then? I mean, regardless, I think let's just give everyone a bit of a bloop. And let's go upstairs. Are you a problem? You do remove fire resistance and you deal a lot of damage, which are both kind of problems. Kind of major problems, really. What are my chances? You have 21% chance to evade my fist. I can probably just punch you, right? Punch you, and I'll punch all of you. Just give me a reason. Okay, so not quite as smooth of a process as I was originally hoping for. We still took care of a lot of the popcorn, I guess, which is nice. And then the next time we head down, we can kind of save our radiates for the scary uniques. We don't have that many hastes, though. So maybe I don't haste this time around. Like Vault without blink is death immediately. Yeah, you're just completely surrounded. Even if everyone's neutral, it doesn't really help you that much, for sure. Oh, man. You only started to torture yourself with this cute little butterfly. Hey, aesthetics are always a valid reason to jump into anything. I can appreciate that on my end as well, for sure. Okie dokie. Death channel again. I know I was saying that I should save Irradiate, but now I'm immediately debating getting some bodies on our side, you know? And this should do so. Right? Oh, just in time. Holy moly. I kind of skipped through the Force More there, but we had a Vault Warden come up and lock the stairwell right at the very end there. Right after we decided it was time to haul ass. Oh man, okay. Ignition might have been a better choice for us to bring to the table here. Oops, what I meant to do was take a peek down. We're at least just at the heavy hitters now. But I don't have any blink, don't have any teleport, so I want to just be aware and cognizant of those facts. I also should double check. Nothing that can paralyze me, from what I can see. Right? Can you paralyze? No, you cannot. Absolute fool of a priest. So, all in all, I should be able to continue this up and down maneuvering here. A bit of stair dancing action for our trouble. I'm trying to debate. I have a lot of amnesia. I'm gonna forget Crystal Spear. And is there anything else? Again, I keep mentioning Ignition, but... Wait, do you lose some? I just forgot Lahudib's Crystal Spear. And now I only have 7 spell levels. I don't believe that's intended. Yikes. Well, that's not ideal. Do I have... I do have self. I have introspection on some of my equipment, so hold up. If I unravel my transformation, that brings me up to 9 spell levels. So am I actually kind of abusing the system in the first place and over cramming? I'm learning more spells than I should be able to? Maybe? Ignition, LCS... Let's learn Ignition. I don't know if I'll be willing to use it in this context, really, but can have it on the menu just in case for our tasting pleasure. Still Orb of Destruction on you, my friend. So I guess without further ado, let's head back down. And if I can immediately just bring all of you kids up, perfect. That included the Vault Warden as well, which was a huge contributing factor. Okie dokie, well, a bit of a slower and safer approach than I would normally kind of be aiming for, but there's nothing really wrong with that. Something is slightly wrong with me taking, yeah, quite a bit more damage than I was expecting. Who the heck is hitting me so hard? You're at 37. You shouldn't be that bad. Lots of hits, but at 35 AC, that shouldn't be a problem. Yikes. 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 Okay, so again, a little bit testier than I would have liked. We could actually, though, immediately upgrade our shield. So let's do so now. Plop this bad boy on. We can at least use a couple of our enchant armor. If we want to go into that treasure vault, we have to save at least 3. I don't know really how I feel about that. Ooh, and we are slightly worse at casting. That's fine, though. I don't think we're actually going to be using ignition. I think all my homing and hawing on that side was not super relevant or necessary in the end. Oh man, that's like the second time in a row that I failed that 6% Spellforge Servitor chance. Not great. It is what it is, and we've slowly but surely whittled down our group of friends here. Holy moly. In fact, let's double check. Why are you purple, my friend? Atropa darts? I'm not that worried about Atropa darts. Whether that is intelligent or not, I could not deign to know, but I'm not going to be too worried about it. And how am I taking so much damage still? I guess could have had some, like, smiting action coming in, all that good stuff. Regardless, this is my time to leave. That's my cue. And to just continue due process here. Again, this is something you're normally not really able to do to this extent. Alright, Jory. I'm pretty sure, even though you deal a lot of damage, pretty sure we can outdo you there. Perfect. Holy moly. Well, that's one of the scary threats out. Got yourself an emote? Nice. That's one of my favorite. I mean, all hail the Bath Cow, you know? It's been a while since I talked about you, buddy, but respect to you nonetheless. You are the real powerhouse of the stream here. Oof. Okay, that slow could be a problem, but okay, fortunately we're able to just work it off. We don't gotta go to work. There we go. I was hoping this wizard would step next to me, the absolute fool. And holy, it looks like we've kind of cleared our way. Gonna run to McDonald's. You're gonna leave the stream open. So I deserve the support. Hey, well, no, thank you. Thanks for dropping by. Honestly, dependent on your overall scheduling there, I may be done by the time you're wrapped up. But thanks for the support. Thanks for saying hello, and I'll definitely try to check out your channel there. Thanks for sharing, and enjoy your Mickey D's as well, of course. Okie dokie. Of course, now at this stage, everyone's a polearm user. So kind of gets rid of the old bring everyone upstairs strategy. At least to a certain extent. Oh, and we got marked. Marcus. Okay, we have a scary lich coming in as well. Fortunately, Petrify is not a concern for us. Otherwise, would have very much been a problem. Be pretty quick. Bye, just in case. See you later. Have a good one. And you know what, let's try to get blasting a little bit here. In fact, I want one more turn. Perfect. One of these sons of guns to step to me. See what happens. And then I should be able... Oh, that crystal spear hurts. Okay. Irradiate. Basically no chance to fail. Oh my gosh, it didn't kill the lich. Do I have to contaminate myself to absurd degrees just to get out of this? What's the range on LCS? 3. Oh, I don't have any blinking anyway, so I guess I could cast the old school blink, see what happens. I could silence, but I don't know if that actually even affects you. You are affected by silence. What about you, my friend? You are affected by silence. And then, let's quaff some heal wounds. Lich friend is no longer hasted. Love that. You know what? I should have just killed the giant sooner. That was my bad. Kind of just let them get free hits in the background. Whoopsie daisies, but okay. Ooh, a little bit of a closer call than I would have liked. But we got you. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Okay, Spellforge Servitor. Now is this a time where I death channel and see what happens? And switch to javelins. I could try to... No, I shouldn't try to take Marjorie out. Let's take out the person that's preventing us from retreating, shall we? In fact, this is gonna be time to haste. Because things are already looking a lot sketchier than I would like. Again, if I had to teleport, now would be a great time to use it, but here we are. So I'm also gonna Brilliance. And I guess if I can just punch this son of a gun. Okay. I might die. But I think I have to just try. Oh, I got paralyzed. Who paralyzed me? Oh no. Wait. I shrug off the repeated paralysis? Who paralyzed me? Am I losing my mind? I mean, I think this lich might have paralyzed, but I didn't see them on my screen. Oh no, after all this, this might be how Natasha goes out. Son of a gun. We cleared so much of Vaults 5. Holy moly. Well, I think first and foremost, it was nice to learn about the changes to Manifold Assault. No longer quite as powerful with unarmed attacks, because it's only going to hit a couple targets at a time. Good to know. Because without that, we probably should have shopped around for some experience, gone through like Crypt or something, and then brought Ignition online a bit earlier. Secondly, though, I'm doing another scan here. Who paralyzed me? Son of a gun, I didn't even notice. Oh, and that's the big problem. I was just trying to go up the stairs, but unfortunately, stuck in place. Ah, alack alas. It is what it is. Well, we had a good run, Natasha. Especially today was really solid across the board until the very end here, where it all fell apart a bit quickly. But otherwise, super solid run. And hey, it does mean that Ash is still around. We could always do another Gnoll run in the future. So that's the silver lining of it all. Oh, man. Oof, oof, oof. We were just kind of getting into the swing of things. Oh, a Sphinx paralyzed me. That makes sense. I kind of forgot that was on their list because we fought so many of them and it was never a problem. Son of a gun. Well, hey. It is what it is. And I think just based on the timing there, we're probably going to have to call it there, folks. As much as I always like to end on a bit more of a, I wouldn't even say positive note. I don't get too down with deaths in this game, all part of the fun. But more, I guess, ambitious isn't the right word. You know, hopeful for the future. Have some momentum. Might be a momentous approach as we end our stream, but it is what it is. And I think this is a good time on my end to call it for the evening here, but of course, as always, huge amount of appreciation for all of you lovely folks for joining us on the journey here. I definitely hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. Super fun one to run. Again, once Gnolls get to that point, the like end of a 3-rune run and beyond, if you're going into late game, that's when Gnolls really kind of hit their stride, because you're the full hybrid mode. You can use any and all spells at your disposal. It's always a good time. So it's a crying shame, but it is what it is. And I, again, hope it was enjoyable to watch as well here. We'll say it's full of possibilities. Hey, that's the spirit. You're not wrong, because it's really the most momentum-filled ending to the stream here, because we could go any direction, and no matter what, we're gonna make progress. So that is the right attitude. I like that. Good optimism. But okie dokie. I guess all that's really left to do then is see who's available for a raid. Whenever it's the like end of a run unexpectedly, and I was, you know, thinking that I was gonna be chatting my head off a little bit longer, I always feel super like stumbly over the outro of the stream here, but it is what it is. And do that check now, maybe. If my technology potentially wants to work today. Again, I've been in a weird state recently. Oh gosh, no, everything decided to refresh. Hold, folks, hold. Like I said, I've been in a state recently where everything's just breaking around me. I'm exuding some kind of anti-technology field. It's not an EMP, you know, it's not frying electronics, but it sure as hell is a like contagious form of technical difficulties that I just inflict upon everything and everyone around me. Hopefully it's not contagious over stream, otherwise I'm sorry to you all. You may or may not be dealing with technical difficulties in your own life soon as well. Apologies for that. But okie dokie, maybe everything's settled again here. So let's bring up that raid menu once more. And as has been our usual for these Sundays, it looks like Brimpa's main option here today. I'm playing some 9 Souls, which I'm unfamiliar with. Looks like some kind of Metroidvania platformer thing, but who really knows? Regardless of what they're playing, I always recommend sticking around and hanging out. Always a good time there. A lot of fun. So I guess I should probably get that queued up here. And then, with that, we are done for the evening. So yeah, we will continue next Sunday most likely here with who knows what kind of run. Maybe one of the 3 good cons, maybe a Sif run. Maybe we'll jump right back in with Gnolls. Only time will tell. Let me know if you have anything that you'd like to see, of course, as always. And yeah, regardless of any and all plans for the future, I do hope that you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you out there. And I definitely hope to see you soon. Just remember, folks, whenever, even for a moment, even despite a sad, sad death to Natasha in Vaults 5, we still never didn't have it. I'll see you.